What is understood as sexual magic is not the meeting of two bodies, but the convergence of two consciousnesses that recognize each other and surrender in the presence of a full love, devoid of possession or desire. It is the meeting of two souls that, by opening to one another, awaken the inner fire, capable of fusing them into a single state of being. This fusion produces an ecstasy that does not belong to the physical world. It is a state of fullness that many call paradise. An instant in which the being surpasses the limits of matter and experiences its own origin. In this state, the being is reborn, in a new inner body, a subtle body, acquiring autonomy over material density. This autonomy reveals the difference between abandoning the body through death and offering the body through life. When it inhabits this inner heaven, the being becomes master of time and space, for it understands that both are expressions of consciousness itself. Tantra, in this sense, can only be understood when two souls meet in true love, for it is love that brings together, purifies, and dissolves desire. Full love does not seek, it recognizes. It does not demand, it allows. Sexual magic, understood symbolically, manifests when a soul of feminine nature encounters a soul of masculine nature, not as physical genders, but as complementary principles. The contact between these principles does not aim at pleasure, but at transmutation. It is the fusion of opposites that generates unity. When this fusion occurs, the being that was once multiple becomes one. And this one being is like a primordial cell that contains within itself the seed of all universes. Therefore, it is seen as the Father who is in heaven, the giver, the integrator, and the distributor of souls across the various densities of existence. The soul that receives a body carries within itself a multiplicity, condensed into a single name that identifies it in the world in which it manifests. This inner multitude reveres the mother cell, the origin, in a silent prayer of gratitude. To the giving Father, recognized as nameless, and therefore holy, the soul aspires to return to the same heaven from which it came. It recognizes the unique will of the creative being and seeks to fulfill it on all planes. It asks for light as daily nourishment, for light is the sustenance of consciousness. She sees, in forgiveness, the deviations, judgments, and condemnations that distanced her from herself. It asks for discernment, so as not to enslave itself to the temptations that arise from the illusions of false power, false pleasure, and fear. This multiple being, which walks in the world, but keeps heaven within itself, asks that its work be good, just, understood, and free from any evil. It asks that knowledge be given to it, through real magic, for only inner work transforms and liberates. And, finally, she understands that love, when it manifests as full action, is always magical, and always inexplicable and incomprehensible to the being in manifestation.